Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman, Niti Aayog; Dr. Udesh Kohli, Chairman Emeritus, CIDC; Dr. P.R. Swaroop, Director General, CIDC; distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, my heartiest congratulations to the Construction Industry Development Council for organizing the India Construction Week 2020, and in particular for collaborating with the UN Global Compact Network India in putting together this webinar on construction and sustainable development goals. The achievement of the UN SDG targets depends in great measure on construction activities. It is important, therefore, to discuss how construction can be undertaken in an environment and in a human-friendly manner so as to contribute towards the implementation of SDGs. India's construction sector is assessed at around 400 billion rupees, or about $100 billion. As a result of government spending, private investments, as well as foreign direct investment, have made India number one of the top 10 spending nations on construction in the world. A recent report, Global Construction 2020, estimates that India will be the third largest global construction market after China and the USA. As a growing economy, increased urbanization in India has led to increased construction activity, causing a heavy burden on the environment and its natural resources. The risks and threats this sector poses to the environment are manifold. Today, 40% of the global energy consumption and more than 30% of the global carbon dioxide equivalent emissions are attributed to buildings, making the building sector the single most significant industry in terms of emissions. Additionally, the construction sector consumes 12% of freshwater resources, 30% of natural raw materials, but generates almost 20% of water effluents and 40% of landfill waste globally. 17% of the UN SDG targets are directly dependent, and 27% of the targets are indirectly dependent on construction and real estate activities. Among the SDGs related to this sector are clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, partnership for achieving goals. Globally, many organizations are recognizing the value of sustainable and green building methods. New advances in materials, technology, and practices enable companies to use environmentally friendly processes. India needs to catch up on these initiatives to advance the march towards achievement of the SDGs. If we are indeed to achieve the UN SDG 2030 goals for India and improve its ranking on the SDG index, there is no way that construction sector can do so without adopting sustainability practices. The top 10 sustainable building methods currently in use or under development are: 1. Synthetic roof underlayment. The underlayment on roofs is typically asphalt based, which breaks down relatively quickly. Replacing this layer is necessary to keep moisture out of the building's interior. Synthetic roof underlayment offers an alternative that weighs less and holds up to the wear and tear of an exterior environment. This material uses polymer that comes from recycled scrap materials. 2. Green roofs. Another innovation for the top of commercial properties comes from green roofs. Grass, plants, flowers, bushes, and other greenery grows on the roofing material. Storm water is absorbed into the soil and managed more easily than with a bare roof. Heating and cooling costs are reduced and the air quality is improved. 3. Grid hybrid system. Renewable energy sources provide a sustainable way for organizations to power their commercial properties, but many grid systems lack storage to power facilities during times of low solar availability. A hybrid system stores excess energy and allows the renewable source to function at night, during overcast days, and in other conditions that are not ideal. 4. Passive solar. Another way to leverage a sustainable solar energy source is to construct the building based on the passive solar concept. The facility's location and design maximize solar energy for heating during winter while reducing its impact during warmer months. 5. Grey water plumbing systems. Grey water systems reduce the facility's need for fresh water, as everything except for toilet streams can be processed for reuse. The most common uses for this water include irrigation and supplying toilets with water. 6. Electrochromic glass. Electrochromic glass can shift from clear to opaque based on external stimuli such as an electric current or UV rays. It eliminates the need for shades and other window treatments while adapting to current conditions passively. Additional benefits include blocking of most UV rays. 7. Solar thermal cladding. Solar thermal cladding is a passive solar building method designed specifically to hold heat during the winter. The sun's energy is stored within this material and passed through to the building for heat retention purposes. 8. Structural 3D printing. Creating and moving building materials to the job site can have heavy environmental costs. As structural 3D printing begins moving forward, it becomes easier to cut down on shipping costs or reduce the weight of components. 9. Self-healing concrete. This material is in its early stages, but once it is commercially viable, it opens up many sustainable possibilities. Everything from roads to walkways can benefit from concrete that heals itself. Road crews would no longer need to shut down busy streets and highway lanes to address potholes and cracks. And 10. IoT integrated automated building systems. The Internet of Things, IoT, gives facility managers access to data that they did not previously have access to. These small connected sensors can integrate with automated building systems to improve the sustainability of operations. For example, IoT sensors can dynamically adjust the required ventilation and lighting levels inside the building based on temperature, weather, and CO2 readings. The facility manager does not need to manually stay on top of these adjustments or input data from multiple pieces of equipment. Current and future sustainable building methods bring many options to the table for facility managers planning on implementing green practices. Integrating these eco-friendly practices and transforming the face of the construction sector are absolutely necessary, not only to avoid the projected 56% increase in emissions by 2030, but also to sustain and support the urban, economic, social, scientific, and cultural changes projected in the near future. The 12th five-year plan projects an investment of 10% of the national GDP into infrastructure, which equates to a staggering $1 trillion or approximately 45 trillion rupees. Utilization of these funds in the right direction to adopt sustainable methods can be a game changer for India. So, what are the bottlenecks? Currently, this sector adapts only to durability from a raw material sourcing and end-use standpoint. The real meaning and importance of sustainability is not fully comprehended by the engineering fraternity as well as planners, let alone adopting its principles. Some sporadic efforts are carried out in the form of very repetitive academic experimentation. However, these efforts are in extremely primitive conditions. Our industry has not opened up to the sustainability aspect proactively, as they are busy joining the bandwagon of the growth machine. Government authorities also are not well informed and hence not equipped to adopt sustainability initiatives. The use of renewable energy and resources is not a much sought after option and not given due importance, as the initial costs are high and turnaround time for project completion increases. Integration of sustainability practices at the same facility is often lacking. Lean concrete and reduce wastage initiatives in the industry are indeed the need of the hour. In conclusion, I would like to say that there is a definite internal feeling among all stakeholders that something is needed to be done for the next generation to survive and thrive. There is a sense of urgency to not leave behind depleted resources. Hence, all-out efforts to spread awareness, implement stringent green building policies, incentivize good sustainability practices, and publicize existing green buildings should be all-pervasive. As a voluntary market lead initiative, it is unlikely that the green movement will catch up with the pace of mainstream construction. The proactive participation of all the institutions, professional bodies, academicians, industry, as well as firm patronage and participation of government are extremely essential. While there is business opportunity for the sector, due consideration needs to be paid to the environmental assets to fulfill social needs for shelter and housing. Only then can it create shared value for all and drive the agenda for the United Nations SDG goals 2030. I wish the event all success. Thank you.